Hi everyone, welcome to another review session again. Just going to do a little bit of review to compare two deep pens or deep nibs in the market. Of course, one of the most famous is the Kakimori nibs in the market. This is probably one of the pioneer that came out with this spiral shape kind of nibs that holds a lot of ink in the front. I bought the copper head. They also have it available in stainless steel or brass. But I just like that nostalgic feel of the kind of wear copper. So this is how it looks like. I'm just gonna take it out. You can see that it's a very simple packaging inside, and then this is how the nib looks like. I'm just gonna open it so that everyone can see it better. It costs about 40 to 50 US in the market. This is how it looks like. If you look very carefully, there are grooves, actually straight grooves that is cut into the body, and these are the groove that is actually holding all the ink. Sadly, Kakimori, when you buy the nib, it comes separate. It doesn't come with a pen holder. So I just want to let everybody have a better look at the nibs itself. I'm just going to go to tilt it in front so that you can see better. Okay. Yep. So it looks like they have grooves on the side of the nib itself. And Kakimori nibs, when you purchase it, doesn't come with any of the pen holders. So you probably got to get a pen holder yourself. Right here with me, I have that Tachikawa pen holder, and this is just a very simple with a rubber grip in front. So this nib fits into most of the universal pen nib holders. So you just need to place behind into the receiving end. Okay, so then you're ready to go. Before I go into the actual testing of the pens, I'm just going to show you the other buddy who also makes something quite similar to the Techihara, to the Kakimori's kind of nib. This is a brand from China called Ideaplus. So Ideaplus actually emulates the Kakimori very closely. They have more variety. They also have a blue color version. Okay, if you look at closely, they look very similar in terms of design. It's also done in a way that there are groove lines there that helps you become like an ink reservoir where they can contain a lot more ink. Haven't tested out the both version, so I'm just later going to do a comparison between the Kakimori and the Ideal Plus. The interesting thing is, a lot of the Ideal Plus actually comes in a set with with a pen holder. So this is the pen holder that comes with the pen itself. So you same thing, it has the same fitting. So the Kakimori nib can also fit into some of the pen holders sold by Ideal Plus as well. So same thing. The construction is very similar to the Kakimori. I'll call them maybe a little bit of a copycat of the Kakimori. Um, but it feels Kakimori has a better quality finish compared to the Ideal Plus. But we have yet to test it out. So that hopefully that at a cheaper price they are able to maintain the same quality as the Kakimori. And the interesting thing to note is that Ideal Plus does have a few version of the nibs which are pretty ideal. So this one is one of the brown color. I think it writes walnut wood. I have another version here, which is also a more deluxe set of the Ideal Plus. We just open and share. So it comes with a more pine color kind of pen holder, nib holder. Yeah. So I bought two nibs. I can't remember where did I place the other. I keep it somewhere, but the other nib was a brass one. So today I'm just going to use the blue one to just do a tryout and a comparison between both nibs itself. Come and today I just bring out a simple bottle of Sailor ink called the Amamoyo, which basically is a brown color kind of ink, and I thought that it's pretty good to just try out this thing onto a white color watercolor paper, and let's just try it out. Okay, just gonna open the ink, and hopefully I don't spill it, or if not I'm gonna make a mess of the whole place. Okay, so I'm just going to try out with the Ideal Plus first. Idea Plus. So I think for such kind of situation, it's probably better to have some serviettes around you, so that in case there's any spillage, you can sort of don't make a mess of your table. Probably better to have some serviettes around you, so that in case there's any spillage, you can sort of don't make a mess of your table. So I'll just dip the pen into the ink, and then let's see how well. Oh, the ink is very rich. Let's see whether it can maintain a sharp point. F G H I J. Okay, let's see whether if I tilt it on the side. Okay. Let's see how much ink it can actually furnish. So this is a pretty interesting pen, and let's see how long the ink lasts on one dip itself. I would say it's pretty impressive. Um, Perhaps we can later on try to compare it with the Kakimori. So far I found it's quite smooth. No blockage or no stoppage of ink coming out. Whenever there's some ink that doesn't come out, I suggest that you just turn the nib a bit, and that's how the nib is actually designed, so that you are able to have continuous ink until. Okay, so this is roughly one dip will allow you to do up to this extent. So I always suggest that you clean your nibs a bit when you are done with it, so that this is to prevent the thing from drying out, and it probably may clog up some of your the reservoir on the ink itself. You can notice that the pen holder, the nib holder itself, it got stained already by the ink. But I thought that it looks quite nice if you have some ink stain on it, doesn't it? Okay, now I'm just going to take out the Kakimori. This is the Techikawa pen holder. Has a much finer finish and also has a rubber grip here, which actually is pretty good for holding. I like this holder a lot. I bought it in Japan when I was last in Tokyo. So I think it matched very well with the Kakimori, the copper nib itself. I was told by friends who use Kakimori's nib that the patina, which means that over time as you use the nib, it will age very nicely as it tarnish and oxidize. So the copper will turn out to be a very nice nostalgic kind of oxidized surface when you're on it. And because it oxidizes in a different rate, it gives it a very weathered look that gives a very rugged kind of feel to the nib itself. I hope that as these two ink starts to age, let's see how differently they start to produce the patina on the copper or the brass itself. I'm just going to try dipping it now into the sailor ink. Okay, so assuming that it has sucked up all the ink on the nib front, I'm just going to do, okay, also pretty smooth. Okay, maybe let me just put the ink properly and hope that. Appears that it hasn't absorbed enough ink yet, so let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This Kakimori nib doesn't seem to be that smooth, but let's see. And the ink doesn't seem to survive a long while. Let me just see whether things go in the right way. Doesn't seem to be storing ink very well compared to the Ideaplus, but I could be wrong. Anybody care to share your experience in my comments below? I'll be glad to hear from you who have actually used this ink before. Actually, both pen is very smooth, and when you tip by the side, it's able to produce the same kind of thicker lines. But somehow just now when I was using the Ideaplus, I thought the Ideaplus was actually pretty well made. They actually write very smoothly compared to the Kakimori. I'm not sure why, but perhaps because it has been used before. So, yep. I think the feel wise for both of them, they all feel the same. Somehow this Kakimori nib is not as smooth as I thought it would be compared to the Ideaplus just now when I tried it. Perhaps it's because it's new. That's why it takes a little bit more time for it to maybe get wearing before they can perform. So I'm just going to observe, but somehow I think now Kakimori now is becoming very smooth. Perhaps you need to break. Yep, now it's coming out very smoothly. So I think they are on par, I would say. But if you ask me in terms of build wise, when you touch the nibs, you feel that the Kakimori nibs are actually more well made. They are smoother. It's not as sharp to the fingers when you touch the groove. Whereas for the Ideaplus, even though they emulate the Kakimori very closely, but Kakimori nib seems to be more well milled, the metal parts, and there's no sharp edges unlike the Ideaplus. So I'm just going to try it out more in the next few outings and then see whether I can share more information. Perhaps when I do another review again in a few weeks' time, as I get more familiar with the nibs itself. Yep. So comparison of the two. So on the left is the Kakimori nib, and on the right is the Ideaplus. I'm just going to bring them nearer to each other and turn it so that you can see the nib. You can see both of them look pretty much very similar, and workmanship wise, I will still give it credit to the craftsman at Kakimori. The finishes is better quality. I think it's more precise. But then again, the Ideaplus kind of price is like half of what you're paying for a Kakimori. So it's worth keeping in your arsenal at that kind of price. Don't think you can complain a lot, but have fun with your sketching using the deep nibs, the deep pens though. Okay, we see you in the next few reviews that I'll be following up. Okay, have a good day. See all of you.